Okay, here we go again. So she takes the painting to a art dealer, and shows it to him, shows him the tear, and he said, yeah, this really dropped the value. It actually had dropped the value $54 million. It was only going to be able to sell it for $85 million. That's huge. That's big. I mean, I know that's still a lot of money, but that is a huge loss for a tear. So later on down the line, a few years later, there was someone that had seen the art and said, I believe I can fix that. Actually, I believe I can fix it to where it looks better than what it did. So he restored it. This person restored that picture. And he finally, the end of the story, the friend that originally wanted to buy it to begin with offered him more money to buy the painting. He actually sold it for $155 million. So see, that painting was worth more after it was torn and restored. Okay, there is a moral to this lesson right here. I mean, did you get that? After it was torn and restored, it was worth more. And so what you have actually been through and what you're going through right now actually makes you more valuable. One, because of the testimony, because you went through it and you allowed God to help you through it. The people that you are going to be able to reach is going to be amazing. And you can now tell people of a bad place that you were at and this great place that you're going to, and it is going to help them so much. But anyway, so sometimes our dreams, they look like they are shattered and that we have wasted so much time. But God is in the business of restoration. And just because, see, it was the owner's fault. I mean, even though he did have an eye vision, he didn't have that put away, knowing he was going to sell it the next day. He's the one that cut, that injured that painting. I mean, it was his fault. And sometimes things that we go through, it may be, not a lot of times, but sometimes, we have failed in doing something. And just because we're not on that path that we think we should be on to find where God has called us to be, that doesn't mean God's marked us out of his plan. That doesn't mean we're no good for anything. No. God has a purpose for everybody. It's just up to you to find it and ask God to reveal it to you. Remember, he promises to restore you the years that those locusts eaten. You may have messed up and you may have made a mistake. And you may think that your failure will prevent you from uncovering your potential and your value. But that is not final. That is not the final say. God is the final authority. You can be healed and restored through Jesus, and God still use you in that place. There are many, many people that are in such a depressed state and in such a low place. They're looking for answers. They're looking for answers. And usually a lot of them will turn to the world. They'll turn to drinking, they'll turn to drugs, they'll turn to pornography. You know, they're just looking for something to fill this void because they don't feel hope. They get to this place where they're absolutely hopeless. And people will lose hope for many different reasons. It can be an addiction. It can be their career that has not went like it should. Depression, a crushed marriage, a destroyed relationship between family or friends, and it makes you feel like a failure. So a lot of people fall deep into sin, and they search for things that make them, they think, happy, but they end up more broken inside. But in Jesus, there is grace. He has such mercy and grace. Forgiveness is there, and restoration is there. Your failure does not have to be final, and you can be restored in that place of brokenness. The Bible tells us a lot of stories. You know, it doesn't just tell about these people that were heroes. These are like humans like us, where they have flaws and they have messed up. So it tells both sides of the story. You know, Abraham was the father of faith, but yet, you know, there was issues there. Peter, I mean, y'all remember Peter? He denied God. I mean, so see, there are people, you know, that love God, but they also have done wrong also. But see, God restored and used them in a mighty way. This is a powerful reminder that no matter how badly that we have failed, or sometimes not that we have failed, but that we're going through a very low season, God meets us in that place with grace, mercy, and forgiveness. He is there for you. And I just want I want to leave you with something I read this morning in Habakkuk. He actually asked God, must I call for help and you do not listen? Because sometimes it sounds like, you know, he's silent. But the Lord says, I want you to hear this and hear it closely, because this is what he is going to do. I believe it, and I want you to believe it. I am going to do something in your day that you would not believe, even if I told you. Do you hear that? He is going to do something in this day that we can't even fathom. And oh glory, I am so excited. And I am looking forward to the shift, to, you know, in the atmosphere, to see things change, to see people running to church, calling upon God, to see their lives turned around, to see miracles, to see healings. I'm looking for that day, and it's coming, and I want you to believe that with me. All right, y'all have a great day. I love y'all, and I'm praying for y'all. If you ever need me for anything, reach out to me. All right, bye-bye.